Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel, where we dive deep into the latest twists and turns from Port Charles. Today, we're unpacking the dramatic events set to unfold on Monday, September 22nd, with shocking revelations, emotional pleas, and a surprising return that could shake up everything we thought we knew. Let's kick things off with the unfolding saga involving Molly Lansing Davis and a beloved furry friend. As tensions simmer in the wake of recent upheavals, Molly stumbles upon a key realization about the ownership of Outback, the adorable pup who's captured hearts around town. Her first instinct is to rally the troops and spread the word to those desperately searching, perhaps envisioning a joyful reunion that could mend some fractured bonds. But before she can make her move, Cody Bell steps in with a firm hand, halting her plans. Imagine Cody's internal conflict. Her might be clinging to one last moment with the dog, cherishing a quiet farewell, or even plotting to whisk Outback away to a new home where he can ensure the pup's safety. Amid the chaos of Port Charles' endless dramas, this interruption adds layers of suspense, hinting at Cody's deeper motivations, possibly tied to his own history of loss and redemption. As the scene builds, it underscores how even the smallest creatures can become pawns in the larger game of family, loyalties and hidden agendas. Shifting gears to a moment brimming with youthful energy and budding romance, Giovanni Joe Palmieri emerges as the bearer of good news. He arrives with the reassuring update that Outback has been found safe and sound, a beacon of hope in an otherwise turbulent day. This revelation is poised to light up Emma Scorpio Drake's world, erasing the worry lines from her face and replacing them with sheer elation. In a spontaneous burst of gratitude, Emma might lean in for that long-awaited first kiss with Joe, a tender milestone that fans have been eagerly anticipating. Picture the scene, the soft glow of relief in their eyes, the hesitant yet electric connection as lips meet, symbolizing not just affection, but a fresh start amid the show's whirlwind of betrayals and heartbreaks. This development injects a dose of sweet innocence into the narrative, reminding viewers that even in Port Charles, where danger lurks around every corner, young love can bloom unexpectedly, offering a counterpoint to the heavier plots swirling nearby. Meanwhile, the investigative threads tighten as Anna Devane pulls Laura Collins aside for a confidential chat. With her sharp instincts honed from years in the spy game, Anna connects the dots between Judge Eva Heron's mysterious actions and the recent shooting that targeted Drew Kane. This theory isn't just speculation, it's a potential bombshell that could unravel corruption at the highest levels, perhaps exposing a web of judicial misconduct intertwined with personal vendettas. Laura, ever the steadfast mayor, absorbs this intel with a mix of concern and determination, her mind racing toward how it impacts the city's fragile peace. Adding to the intensity, Dante Falconeri joins the discussion, delivering crucial updates from his ongoing probe. His insights might include fresh leads on suspects or overlooked evidence, painting a clearer picture of the threats closing in. This trio's collaboration highlights the show's strength in blending high-stakes mystery with character-driven alliances as they navigate the blurred lines between justice and revenge in a town where secrets rarely stay buried. Over at General Hospital, the atmosphere grows heavy with grief and unexpected confrontations. Elizabeth Baldwin, with her compassionate nature and deep ties to the Quartermain family, could be the one to receive the devastating news of Monica Quartermain's passing. The weight of this loss ripples through the halls, a poignant reminder of Monica's enduring legacy as a matriarch who weathered countless storms. Elizabeth might then take on the somber task of informing Drew Kane, approaching his bedside with gentle resolve, her words carrying the finality of farewell. This moment amplifies the emotional core of the episode, exploring themes of mortality and the unbreakable bonds that define the Quartermains. As Drew processes the blow, the scene sets the stage for reflections on family legacies, perhaps prompting him to reconsider his own path amid the pain. Enter Danny Morgan, whose visit to Drew's hospital room injects a raw plea into the mix. Bursting with youthful urgency, Danny arrives armed with a heartfelt request, likely centered on his sister Scout Quartermain's well-being during this trying time. Envision Danny's earnest eyes locking onto Drew's, his voice trembling as he begs for compassion. Maybe it's about ensuring Scout can attend Monica's funeral, surrounded by the family she needs to lean on. Drew, in his characteristic sarcasm, might initially tease Danny about bending rules or finding loopholes in the system, but the tone shifts to something more profound as the gravity sinks in. This exchange delves into Drew's capacity for empathy, challenging him to prioritize Scout's emotional needs over his own grudges or distractions. It's a pivotal interaction that humanizes Drew, revealing cracks in his tough exterior and hinting at potential growth, all while underscoring the innocence of children caught in adult conflicts. On another front, Jason Morgan opens up in a rare moment of vulnerability with Michael Corinthos. As Jason breaks the news of Monica's death, the air thickens with shared sorrow. But he doesn't stop there. He confesses a long-held regret from his past. Specifically, Jason admits that one of his greatest mistakes was keeping Michael away from the Quartermain fold. All those years ago, a decision born from protective instincts, but laced with unintended consequences. Michael, listening intently, offers a supportive ear, perhaps drawing from his own experiences of family fractures to provide comfort. In turn, Jason extends his own solace, creating a mutual bond as they mourn together. This confession adds depth to Jason's stoic persona, exploring themes of redemption and the lasting impact of choices made in the heat of loyalty. It's a quiet yet powerful scene that reinforces the show's exploration of forgiveness and the complex web of Corinthos Quartermain dynamics. The episode's climax builds with Lulu Spencer's chance encounter that turns into a life-saving intervention. While going about her day, Lulu stumbles upon a chaotic accident scene and rushes to aid a victim who's all too familiar known, other than Nathan West, making his stunning return to Port Charles. Wounded but alive, Nathan's presence reignites old flames and unanswered questions, especially with Ryan Pave's much-anticipated comeback kicking off on Friday. Lulu's quick thinking and assistance could be the difference between life and death, her reporter's instincts kicking in as she assesses the situation. Later, Harrison Chase arrives to question Lulu about the incident she reported, probing for details amid a fog of uncertainty. His interrogation might reveal initial clues, but the real enigma lies in Nathan's survival story. Where has he been hiding, and how did he cheat death? This mystery promises to unfold over coming episodes, weaving in elements of intrigue, possible conspiracies, and emotional reunions that could reshape alliances. Next, we immerse ourselves in the captivating world of Port Charles' endless intrigues and heartfelt moments. Today, we're exploring the highly anticipated return of Lois Cerullo, portrayed by the talented Rena Sofer, and the three compelling reasons driving her back to town, each one poised to ignite fresh sparks of drama, reconciliation, and wise counsel that could redefine family ties. Diving right into the heart of the matter, Lois's homecoming is profoundly triggered by the tragic passing of Monica Quartermain, a pillar of strength whose absence leaves an irreplaceable void in the Quartermain dynasty. Lois, with her unyielding sense of loyalty and deep-rooted connections to the family through her daughter, feels an irresistible pull to return and honor Monica's memory in person. Envision her stepping off the plane, her eyes misty with a blend of sorrow and resolve, ready to attend the memorial services that will gather Port Charles' elite in a somber tribute. This loss propels the Quartermains into a whirlwind of emotional turmoil, with heated debates over legacies, inheritances, and unspoken regrets bubbling to the surface, perhaps even stirring up old rivalries that Monica once kept at bay with her iron will. Lois recognizes that her daughter, Brooklyn Quartermain, will be navigating this storm of grief, possibly grappling with feelings of isolation amid the clan's larger-than-life personalities. Originally, Lois had vowed to grant Brooklyn the breathing room she demanded after their last fallout, allowing her to dictate the terms of any reunion on her own timeline. But Monica's untimely death accelerates everything, compelling Lois to pack her bags from her vibrant life in Bensonhurst and rush back, injecting a surge of maternal energy into the mourning process. This move isn't just about paying respects, it's a catalyst for healing, as Lois might organize intimate family gatherings or share untold stories from Monica's past, adding layers of warmth and nostalgia to help everyone cope with the profound emptiness. Building on that foundation of support, Lois's second major objective revolves around mending the fractured bridge with Brooklyn, a relationship strained by years of misunderstandings, clashing ambitions, and the kind of fiery personalities that make for explosive soap opera gold. Picture Lois arriving at the Quartermain mansion, her signature bold style clashing with the elegant decor, as she seeks a private moment to pour out her heart. The tension between them has been a slow-burning fuse, with Lois struggling to honor Brooklyn's boundaries while aching from the distance of Abe. She's spent sleepless nights replaying their arguments, wishing for a do-over. In Port Charles, where secrets and betrayals are currency, Lois has managed to keep her distance thus far, channeling her energy into her own pursuits like revitalizing her music industry contacts, or even dabbling in local charity events from afar. However, The spoilers hint that this estrangement has reached its breaking point. Lois can no longer bear the silence, especially now when vulnerability is at an all-time high. Her return might catch Brooklyn off guard, flipping her world into disarray with unexpected visits to her workplace, or heartfelt letters slipped under doors, forcing confrontations that unearth buried emotions. Yet, amid the initial chaos, there's optimism for a turning point, perhaps a tearful embrace during a quiet walk in the park, where apologies flow freely and they rediscover the unbreakable mother-daughter bond. Brooklyn could emerge from this renewed, feeling a surge of gratitude for Lois's persistence, as it reminds her of the fierce love that underpins their history, potentially leading to collaborative ventures like co-hosting a family event, or even brainstorming music projects that blend their talents. Finally, Lois's timing couldn't be more serendipitous as she steps in to offer invaluable marriage guidance to Brooklyn, who finds herself entangled in a rocky phase with her husband, Harrison Chase. As cracks begin to show in their once solid union, may be sparked by Chase's demanding detective work, clashing with Brooklyn's career aspiration or unresolved issues from their whirlwind wedding. Lois arrives like a seasoned advisor, armed with wisdom from her own colorful romantic past. Imagine the scene unfolding in a cozy corner of Kelly's diner, where Lois sips coffee and listens intently as Brooklyn unloads her frustrations, from petty arguments over household duties to deeper fears about commitment in a town rife with temptations. Brooklyn, feeling adrift and in need of a confidant who truly understands the highs and lows of love, turns to her mother as the perfect sounding board. No one else could match Lois's blend of street-smart advice and empathetic ear, honed from navigating her own ups and downs with the likes of Ned Quartermain. Once they repair their own rift, Lois dives in with practical tips, perhaps suggesting romantic getaways to rekindle the spark or exercises in open communication that she learned from therapy sessions in her Bensonhurst days. She might even invent light-hearted marriage boot camp scenarios, like role-playing arguments to practice resolutions, adding a touch of humor to the guidance. This maternal intervention not only bolsters Brooklyn during her marital rough patch, but also strengthens their evolving dynamic, showing how Lois's return weaves into the fabric of everyday Port Charles life, turning potential heartbreak into opportunities for growth and deeper connection. As these elements converge, Lois Cerullo's reappearance promises to infuse General Hospital with a fresh wave of energy, blending grief-stricken tributes, emotional reconciliations, and timely wisdom that resonate with viewers on multiple levels. Rena Sofer's comeback is slated to ignite the screen soon, bringing back Lois's signature flair and unapologetic charm that fans have missed. Keep your eyes peeled for more spoilers on how her presence might ripple into other storylines, perhaps intersecting with unexpected characters or unveiling hidden family secrets. What are your predictions for Lois's impact on Brooklyn and the Quartermains? Next, we're delving into the brewing storm of passions, as hints suggest Carly Spencer might sever ties with Jack Brennan and launch a fierce battle against Britt Westburn for the affections of Jason Morgan, setting the stage for a love triangle that could redefine loyalties and shatter hearts. Let's start by unpacking the undeniable undercurrents, pulling Britt Westburn back into Jason Morgan's orbit, even as she vehemently denies any romantic interest. Despite her loud proclamations of disinterest, it's crystal clear that Britt's resistance is just a facade masking deeper, unresolved feelings, perhaps remnants of their past encounters, that left an indelible mark on her guarded heart. Envision Britt in a quiet moment at the hospital, her mind wandering to stolen glances and whispered conversations with Jason, the kind that hint at a chemistry too potent to ignore forever. As spoilers tease, she's destined to emerge as Jason's primary love interest. But this doesn't mean she'll claim him unchallenged. The winds of change are stirring, introducing rivals who could complicate her path. This setup adds a layer of intrigue, with Britt possibly grappling with internal conflicts, like fears of vulnerability after her history of betrayals, or even consulting trusted allies like her brother Peter for cryptic advice in matters of the heart. Her protests might stem from a place of self-preservation, knowing Jason's world is fraught with danger, yet the pull toward him grows stronger, promising scenes of tentative flirtations in dimly lit corners of Metrocourt, or unexpected alliances formed during high-stakes rescues. Shifting focus to Carly Spencer's evolving mindset, her recent actions in the September 17th episode scream of a woman unwilling to relinquish her storied connection to Jason, boasting about their shared history as if it's an unbreakable fortress. Carly's tales of past adventures, may recounting daring escapes from mob threats, or quiet nights of unwavering support paint a picture of a bond she views as superior to any newcomer, including whatever sparks might fly between Jason and Britt. From Carly's vantage point, nothing could eclipse the depth of their loyalty, forged in the fires of Port Charles' most perilous moments, like surviving explosions or navigating family feuds that tested their limits. Yet, Britt subtly counters this narrative, insisting she's not in the mood to compete, all while harboring secret doubts about the true strength of Carly and Jason's team. Perhaps Britt has overheard snippets of their arguments that reveal cracks in the foundation. This dynamic injects tension, with Carly possibly ramping up her efforts by orchestrating accidental run-ins at familiar haunts, like the docks, where old memories resurface, or even enlisting friends like Sunny to subtly remind Jason of their unbreakable alliance. The episode's exchanges highlight Carly's possessive streak, hinting that she's not ready to step aside, especially as underlying secrets threaten to erupt and reshape her priorities. A pivotal secret looms large in this unfolding drama: Jason's silence regarding Jocelyn Jack's involvement with the WSB, a bombshell that could explode Carly's current relationships and propel her toward familiar comforts. Jason's decision to keep this under wraps stems from a promise to Jocelyn, perhaps made in a moment of paternal protectiveness during a clandestine meeting, where she confided her risky new path. This omission adds a ticking clock to the narrative, as Carly remains blissfully unaware, continuing her flirtations with Brennan, while the truth simmers beneath the surface imaging. Jason wrestling with guilt in solitary reflections at his safe house, weighing loyalty to Jocelyn against his long-standing devotion to Carly. When the revelation hits, it's bound to unleash a torrent of fury, but spoilers suggest Carly might extend forgiveness to Jason relatively swiftly, viewing his deception as a noble act of safeguarding her daughter from immediate worry. This contrast sharpens the stakes, positioning Jason as the lesser offender in Carly's eyes, potentially drawing her closer to him as she processes the betrayal, maybe through late-night confessions over coffee where old flames flicker back to life. In stark opposition, Jack Brennan stands to bear the full brunt of Carly's wrath once the details of Jocelyn's dangerous WSB recruitment come to light, likely spelling the end of their budding romance. Brennan, with his charismatic spy persona, is the architect of Jocelyn's plunge into this perilous world, having lured her in with promises of excitement and purpose. Perhaps during a secretive briefing in a hidden warehouse, where he outlined missions that sounded thrilling but masked lethal risks, Carly's discovery could unfold in an explosive confrontation at the Port Charles Grill, her voice rising as she accuses him of endangering her child for his shadowy agendas, drawing parallels to past villains who've toyed with her family's safety. This betrayal feels far more egregious than Jason's protective secrecy, as Brennan's actions directly thrust Jocelyn into harm's way, possibly involving high-octane chases or international intrigue that keep Carly up at night, with visions of worst-case scenarios. As a result, Carly's inevitable decision to dump Brennan opens the door to her single status, freeing her to revisit old passions and perhaps actively court Jason anew, armed with the fire of a woman scorned and ready to reclaim what she sees as rightfully hers. With these pieces aligning, the stage is set for Britt to reluctantly embrace her growing feelings for Jason, only to find herself in direct competition with Carly, who may not back down without a fierce struggle. Britt's surrender could manifest in tender moments, like a shared vulnerability after a crisis at General Hospital, where she admits her heart's true desires, letting walls crumble as Jason's quiet strength draws her in. However, Carly's potential pursuit adds a volatile element. Envision her plotting subtle sabotages, such as innocent interruptions during Britt and Jason's dates or rallying mutual friends, to highlight her enduring history with him. Britt is acutely aware of Jason's tendency to prioritize Carly and her inner circle above all else, a pattern rooted in decades of shared trials, from mob wars to personal losses that cemented their codependency. Yet, the spoilers pose intriguing questions. Could Jason finally pivot, making a conscious effort to place Britt at the forefront, perhaps by defying Carly's expectations in a bold declaration of independence? This shift might involve Jason setting boundaries, like turning down Carly's pleas for help in favor of nurturing his bond with Britt, exploring new territories like romantic weekends away from Port Charles chaos. Ultimately, as Carly severs her ties with Brennan, she might channel her energy into a determined campaign to rekindle her romance with Jason, potentially leaving Britt reeling from the emotional fallout. This mission could see Carly employing her signature blend of charm and tenacity, Maybe orchestrating grand gestures like recreating pivotal moments from their past at the bridge, where they once shared secrets, or confiding in him about her fears for Jocelyn to draw him closer. Britt, caught in the crossfire, faces the risk of heartbreak, her hopes dashed by Jason's lingering allegiances, unless he breaks free from old habits. The ongoing clashes between Carly and Britt promise messy confrontations, perhaps escalating to heated arguments in public spots like the park, where accusations fly and alliances are tested. As General Hospital spoilers continue to tease these developments, the love triangle's evolution could bring explosive revelations, forcing Jason to choose between the comfort of the familiar and the thrill of something new. What side are you on in this romantic tug-of-war? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications for more exclusive insights into the passions of Port Charles.